So let's get into some Azealia Banks news. I guess I'm on Team Azealia Banks side today because she is coming out towards J.K. Rowling. So it looks like from the latest story regarding Azealia Banks that J.K. Rowling might have finally met her damn match. Can you do Nancy Mace next after you're done with this bitch? So Azealia Banks, who has herself issued a number of anti-trans rants online, took aim at the best-selling Harry Potter author and noted anti-trans advocate in a pair of posts on her Twitter account on February 4th. Now, responding to a fan asking why Banks's body looked a certain way, the 212 rapper called out the way people discuss women's bodies in conjunction with the ongoing issue of transvestigation online. Now, shout out to whoever came up with the word transvestigation, because that is a new thing where it's like, transvestigation. So basically, that basically means is that if people who run around accusing someone of being transgender, they trying to investigate whether or not they're an actual man or woman or whatever the case is. When it's just like, y'all been out here all loud and wrong in this situation, because there's been people that I've been noticing, especially Nancy Mace on her damn witch hunt, when it's like, bitch, between you and J.K. Rowling with y'all big ass heads, long ass necks, and strong jawline, do we need to start questioning y'all gender? Because y'all be the ones they be the ones that got those mannish features. Y'all be the main ones that went around here calling this one, that one, the other one trans. And don't even get me started on Nancy. Oh wait, let me find that one before we get to this. So there was this video, and I knew it was something I was supposed to do, and I totally forgot to look it up. There was this one video where this kid named It's Luke 7 went in on and I found it too. But he dragged the hell out of Nancy Mays. I cackled when he went in on her. But I was like, where is it? I found her. So yeah, we're gonna play that one because I want y'all to hear what he had to say about her, because that was the read of all reads. But first, let's get into this tea. So she went over to the Twitter, and I do have that post where she basically said, well, it was asking why her body looks the way it looks. She said, because I'm female and not out here pumping, trying to compete with the dolls. The dolls are gorgeous. For those of you who don't know who the dolls are, that's what we also call trans women. You do realize all the BBL culture with females has sprung from wanting to compete with trans women, right? From them feeling a threat to their femininity. I think the dolls are fab and do not need to shade them or change myself because my femininity is not threatened by them. All of the insane anti-trans paranoid people like at JK_Rowling feel their femininity is threatened for whatever reason and try to mask that insecurity with science like anyone is stupid and don't already know these things. Well, quite as kept, there's a lot of people out here stupid, because I've been telling y'all for the longest, we have a whole government right now that's just robbing us blind and selling our information to the highest bidder, our social security, and everything that's going on with that. When you got Elon Musk trying to infiltrate certain situations, and thank goodness we already have him blocked from doing that. With Elizabeth Warren and all of them taken to the street, Jasmine Crockett, all of them being like, sir, who are you and why are you trying to come up in here? We didn't vote for you. Get your ugly ass up out of here. So when you got people talking about why she built the way she built, she's skinny. So why are you trying to read Azealia on her body? Her body is her body. And yes, a lot of the trans girls, they out here getting the booties and the breasts and all the stuff. And you see the Kardashians out here was trying to compete with them girls. They sit up here talking about that shit is natural. No, the fuck it's not. Stop. Who you lying to? Because you ain't got us fooled. But then Azealia did continue on to say the following. She said, no shade at J.K. Rowling. No, I say all the shade. Thanks for the follow, and I love you down, sis, but trans women are not a threat to your femininity. You are really too rich and legendary to keep spewing the same stuff over and over and over. The real problem in the world is crimes against children. Adults are going to be who they want to be and sleep with who they want to. And I'm not even sure trans people make up more than like 10%, way less than that, by the way, of the global population. My brother is trans, and that was the gag for me because I had no idea she had somebody in her family who was transgender. She said, my brother's trans and I have witnessed firsthand the type of misery, pain, ostracism, suicide attempts, unnecessary and unwarranted, abuse my mother doled out to my brother. Excuse me. The discomfort with his body, it's not a mental illness, it's a spiritual thing. Excuse me. One would assume that you, of all people who have written books about magic and esoteric things, would be able to comprehend and understand how states of consciousness vary in a human being. It's been years, sis. Adults are fucking. Chances are the man you dating or will date is attracted to trans women and also thinks about sucking other men's cocks. Girl, this mouth. Hold on, because I'm feeling a cough coming. Maybe because I'm gagging from all of this, this true tea that Miss Azealia is spilling in his long ass Twitter post. Is she allowed to do it? Does she have a blue check mark? Yeah, she do. That's probably why she's allowed to write like 5 damn part paragraphs worth of, a thesis on trying to read a bitch down. Okay, so now, where was I? Okay, being in protest about it is not going to change reality. You are too paid and too accomplished to be worried about what adults choose to do in their sex lives. Repeat the science all you want. Not a single trans woman will debate you about that. But I really do think it's a front for some weird inferiority thing that is truly just in your mind. I say this with lots of love and respect. Girl, you saying that with all your chest, but I am cackling over this because it's like, yeah, I really don't understand why people like J.K. Rowling is so pressed about what people are doing in the privacy of their own home or how people decide to live their lives. If someone wants to wake up and be trans, what does that got to do with you? Why are you so pressed? Like, worry about how you gonna make this new Harry Potter series for HBO. Like, focus on that, or how you can make other characters outside the whole Harry Potter universe that people actually give a fuck about. Because quiet as it's kept, nobody cared about Fantastic Beasts. That whole franchise flopped. Y'all made a whole bunch of damn movies and nobody cared. So maybe that's what you need to be focusing on instead of worrying about what trans people is doing in the privacy of their own life. What that got to do with you? Maybe you need to work on getting a little couple of more injections and things up in your face. But there were some people that commented. Got Mick jumped in the comments, was like, work. Then we have oh no, he does adult performances. Gus. Shout out to Rambunctious Gus. So the way you told her exactly what she had to hear, yet she probably will never understand. Well, at that point, she's just ignorant. And she's not gonna want to learn. So you can only lead somebody to the water, but you can't force them to drink. And then another person said, you switch up so frequently, it's honestly impressive. Another person said, and I agree with this, why are you giving her love and respect, but you drag your fellow musicians to filth for little to nothing? So I do agree. Who's Ari Drennan? Because she want to party. But I do agree with that. It's just like, you be so quick to run out here and you being nice to the trans community today. But then any other time, um, you be so busy dragging your fellow contemporaries. Especially when they were just talking about you were just dragging the Grammy Academy for all of a sudden them piggybacking so hard off of this whole Drake Kendrick Lamar beef. That was her recent one before she went and decided to do this. But before we get up off here, so kudos to you. Even though you've been criticized multiple times in the past for your transphobic comments. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, so this situation, do you really believe what you believe? Because you sat up in here and made a lot of anti-trans comments in the past, knowing full on well that you have a trans sibling and your mother was not the nicest person to your sibling. So why all of a sudden the change of heart? So I don't know. I'm a little. While I applaud you for speaking out for to the trans community, I'm side-eyeing her. And what I don't like about JK is that she's been out here for years, pushing inaccurate information about trans people, gender affirming care, trans women using women's bathrooms, all that other stuff. Same thing with Nancy Mace. Which, speaking of which, before we get up off here, I want y'all to watch this clip because it's Luke. It's Luke 7. Y'all need to be following him. Follow him on Instagram and follow him on TikTok. This kid is hilarious. He looks like, based off a little, this white kid. Upon appearance, he looked like a Trump supporter. He is total opposite. He has no problem calling people out on their stuff, and he uses a lot of profanity, which I absolutely love because that's how we talk. Because people get mad when you curse and all this other stuff, and you say certain things. They all mean, oh, you dilute the information, or you take away the point. No, sometimes you got to cuss to make a point. And I'm tired of people saying that people who curse are less than smart or not intelligent. That's a lie. First of all, there's been a whole thing done that people who curse are highly intelligent, which is why I can probably never do a show all the way through without me saying, fuck, shit, son of a bitch, cock, all those. I stay with profanity coming out of this goddamn mouth. So let's get to that clip because I want y'all to hear him read. And I tell you, he read Miss Mama Nancy Mace, that stink bitch, down to the floor. Oh, he read her from cover to cover. Please hold.
Never seen a more vile human being than Nancy Mace, because during a House Oversight Committee, she repeatedly used a slur for trans folks that rhymes with granny. And then she defended her actions by saying that due to the party that's in charge now, we don't have to be politically correct anymore. Does that mean that I get to call her a cousin fucking bigoted wretch who isn't worth the sweat and spit that was swapped to create her and is about as much use to humanity as birth control in a nun's medicine cabinet? Because you get what you fucking give, and all she gives is hate, so it's about time she gets some in return. And as for James Comer, the Republican chairman of the panel, who stepped in after Democrats went, holy shit, she just spotted a bunch of slurs, and said that he wasn't up to date on what was a slur and what wasn't these days, I've seen more goddamn spine in a fucking jellyfish. It is not that fucking hard to call out bigotry when it is happening right in front of your fucking face. One of these days, this nasty woman is going to realize that the party she champions so fucking hard does not give a flying fuck about her. She's going to get her just desserts, and I'm going to be sitting there eating fucking popcorn. I don't know that.
And the thing with Nancy is Nancy was never that type of girl. Now all of a sudden she's jumping on the bandwagon because she needs money. Like a lot of them. She's a grifter. And she sees like with the, now she wants to jump on the Marjorie Taylor Greene bandwagon and all that other mess. So yeah, I just wanted to show y'all that clip and us have a cackle because I can't stand that bitch. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story in regards to Azealia Banks all of a sudden turning a leaf and defending the trans community over J.K. Rowling's consistent, shade towards them? So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.